Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Jackie, and if you're not new, welcome back. Today's video, I'm so freaking excited for. I've had these products for a few days now, and I just haven't had time to sit down and film. We are going to be talking about Pat McGrath's The System. That's right, the full system. I picked all three of them up for a hefty price tag. Like, this system ain't cheap, y'all. I picked everything up for around $180 from Sephora. So if you want to see my thoughts and how I feel about the primer, foundation, and setting powder, then definitely keep on watching. Want to just get to the good stuff? All right, let's go. Bye. All right, you guys, I am so freaking excited. I've had this in the mail for a couple of days now, but this is the first time I'm actually having time to sit down and film for you guys. So let's just jump right in. I did purchase everything off of Sephora. I know that on Pat McGrath's website, if you purchase the system, you can save like $30. I think it's $150 on their website, and if you do it through Sephora, it comes out to like $190 after tax. But I wanted a darker foundation and a lighter powder, and Pat McGrath's website doesn't allow you to do that. So I had to order Sephora, and also Sephora's return policies are, if I don't like it, I'm freaking returning it, because this shit was expensive. And Pat McGrath, if it is opened, unpackaged, you best believe you're keeping it. But let's just jump on in. So I picked up the primer, the foundation, and the setting powder. Outside packaging, so cute. She always kills it on her packaging, so I expect nothing less than awesome packaging. Honestly, because it's just really high-end and super luxury, so they need to make it feel luxury. At least I feel like if I'm gonna pay $68 for a foundation and $60 for a primer and $55 for a setting powder, it better be like dripped in gold. Let's start off with the primer. Let me just read a little bit about it. It says, makeup meets skincare. In the ultimate smoothing, skin refining primer that soothes, hydrates, renews with a sublime silken effect while preparing the skin for foundation. So it comes in a matte black box like this. The gold, dripping in gold. And let's open her up. So this is what it looks like. Honestly, I'm like initially a little bit disappointed. It comes in a plastic component, and while yes, you have the gold detailing, everything's plastic from the top to like the bottom. Like, this looks like, I don't want to be mean off the bat, but like more, I have drugstore things that have better packaging like this. And it has this like sticky label that's already peeling off. I don't know if you can see that. And this retails for $60. So if I am paying $60, I think I would just expect a little bit more of the packaging, but whatever. Maybe this is gonna make my face look so freaking bomb that it's worth it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do to give this a fair shot is half my face, I'm gonna do the system. So we're gonna do the primer, we're gonna do the foundation, we're gonna do the setting powder. And then the other half of my face, I'm gonna do my normal, tried and true hydrating primer, which is the Tarte base tape. And I'm gonna do my Hourglass setting powder, because I know that I like those and I love those. And honestly, if I don't see a major difference in the way that my skin looks, I can't say that these products are gonna be worth it for the price. So that's what we're gonna do. Did we designated side? Let's see my good side. We'll do Pat McGrath's system on my right side and my tried and trues on my left side, but reversed for you. Anyways, so open her up. There is a pump. Love that there's a pump. We're just gonna squirt one. Oh, that's one pump. So it's definitely like a thicker consistency. So I'm just gonna warm that up on my hands and go in on my face. I guess I should have read how to apply this, but don't people put primers? They warm it up and they work it in. It doesn't have a smell. Like, I don't smell anything. If anything, it's like a fresh smell. I need to bust out a mirror, but I don't know if you can see the difference. This is the side with the primer. This is the side without. Looking up close, I feel like it did smooth it out a little bit. I don't necessarily care about smoothing too much. I just want them to hydrate me. I have normal to dry skin. So yeah, I wiped off my hands and we're gonna go in with my base tape primer. This stuff smells like coconuts. It's a dream. And I did already moisturize with my Becca Skin Love moisturizer or serum. This leaves like a tacky finish, which I like because I feel like it helps grip. And this is definitely, you can see it's like a little bit more matte and a little bit more smoothing, where this is a little bit more dewy and hydrating. Okay, so that's the primer. Right off the bat, it's definitely smoothing. It dried down. It's not really tacky. Like, I can see a clear difference in my forehead. I doubt you're gonna be able to pick it up on camera, but it definitely smoothed out my skin a lot, which is good. Okay, so next we are going to go in with the foundation. So the foundation, this girl retails for 68 fine doll hairs.
Say what?
Now I thought $50 was getting up there for foundation, and I never thought I would see the day where I would spend $68 on a foundation, but here we are, Pat McGrath. The packaging on this is awesome. I love it. It has like a little flip carton. Let's read a little bit about it. It says, Mother's instantly iconic foundation builds weightlessly from a sheer veil to a flawless medium coverage in 36 universal color choices and 5 shade levels for all skin types, tones, and undertones. Delivers customizable couture finish that brings the runway to real life in a few powerful drops. Silky, luxurious, creamy, controlled, buildable, self-setting, post-perfecting, long-wearing satin finish that lasts all day. That's a lot. That's a lot to say. I got the Skin Medium 18, which is definitely going to be my summer shade. Well, are you serious? So the packaging is gorgeous. It's a frosted glass bottle, but literally my sticker's already peeling off. What the heck? That's weird. So that's a little bit annoying. Like, I would kind of want it to be on there a little bit better. But aside from that, the frosted glass bottle, the black and gold, it literally just, it's heavy. It feels luxurious. Comes with a pump. We all love pumps. I was just bitching about Sheerglow, which is literally like my favorite foundation right now. And I caved and I finally bought a pump because the top broke, so I didn't have anything to cover it. And then the main top doesn't fit when you have the pump on. It's a mess. Anyways, so I'm just gonna give her a good shake. I'm gonna do my whole face with a brush and then go over it with a beauty blender, just because this is a more sheer foundation and I know that I'm gonna like a little bit more coverage. So I'm going to pump her out on the back of my hand. Whoa, she is liquidy, y'all. And if you can see my skin, that looks like that's gonna be a pretty good match. So this is the Pat McGrath side. So that was one pump. Let's go in. Again, it doesn't really have much of a scent, which I don't mind. I don't really like, I mean, I like fragrance things, but I don't mind non-fragrance things, if that makes sense. Like, my foundation doesn't need to smell like anything. That is like, it's a pretty damn good match. This is definitely gonna be a summer shade for me, which is kind of unfortunate in the winter because unless I'm spray tanned, that was one layer. And honestly, you guys, that was the Pat McGrath side. I'm like hella blown away. I'm gonna do the other side. It is so liquidy, that's crazy, which is nice though because it doesn't feel like there's anything on your skin. Like sometimes foundations can be a little bit too heavy. I do have a blemish on this side. I just covered it up with foundation, but let's see if we'll be able to cover it. And I do have my skin issue on this side as well. It's a perioral dermatitis. So I have some redness and some bumps, so we'll see what it does. So let me get it a little bit closer and I'm gonna show you. This is one pump on my face. So this is the side with the Pat McGrath primer. And this is the side without. I don't know, can you guys see like a clear difference? I don't know if I necessarily can. Honestly, the Pat McGrath side does look a little bit smoother due to that primer, but overall this is one layer on my face and I honestly don't even know if I need a second layer, but for the sake of the video and to see how it builds, I do have a blemish right here that I'm gonna try to cover. I'll put a tiny bit more on my cheeks and right here, which is usually where I add the coverage, and I'm just gonna kind of go in with half a pump on a beauty blender and kind of pounce that in. This shade matches my body so freaking well. So yeah, it's definitely a medium coverage. You can still see my blemish, which I'm not really mad about. I like medium foundations, especially for like an everyday kind of wear. But right now I'm like kind of just blown away by how my skin looks. Like, actually, I'm feeling that the side with the Pat McGrath primer, you're not gonna be able to see this, but it feels a little bit cakier. Like, I can see the foundation, whereas on the side with my normal primer, I feel like it's sunk in a little bit better. So while this looks a little bit more smooth, I feel like it looks like I'm wearing foundation, whereas the other side, it just looks like it's sunk into my skin. Hopefully that makes sense. My spray tan, you guys, my husband played me last night. I don't know if you can see how like splotchy I am. He has jokes. He went in and sabotaged me. All right, so that is it. That is the foundation on my skin. Initial thoughts, I'm kind of loving, I'm unfortunately kind of loving the way that it looks. I was hoping maybe not so, because who the hell wants to spend $68 on a foundation? Certainly not me, but that is that. So for concealer today, I am gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Concealer. This is one of my, I can never freaking open it. One of my all-time, you guys, I don't know why, but I can never freaking open it. Anyways, one of my all-time favorite concealers, super expensive for super not a lot of product, but it literally, like, I don't know, there's something about it that just makes my under eyes look so good. For this concealer, I always like to initially blend it out with a brush. This is just the Morphe M173 brush. What I like about this concealer is it has like a luminous finish. And then I'll just go in and kind of blend out everything with my sponge. So far it is playing nicely with the concealer. It did give me such a good medium coverage. I feel like it is definitely a true satin finish. Like I feel a little bit more matte, honestly, than I'm used to, but that is something that we can fix with setting spray. Next up, we are going to set the face with the powder. So I picked up the shade Light Medium 2. So it is gonna have a little, it's the second shade, so the second lightest shade in the range. She does offer 5 shades. This just says the third step in Mother's iconic Sublime Perfection system. Luxurious, silky soft, super blendable, ultimate finishing touch. Weightless, brilliant, buildable. Lighter than air. Flex Form Matrix Powder gives you a barely there soft, blur soft focus, blur fine lines, imperfections. Formulated without parabens or fragrance. So, this is the packaging. Again, samesies, cute little box. We're gonna open her up. And this is what she looks like. It honestly reminds me, it is plastic, which right off the bat, I think the Hourglass is also $50. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is what the packaging looks like. You get 0.5 grams for $55. Just to compare it to the Hourglass powder, you get 10.5 grams for $46. So double the amount for about $10 less. And honestly, the packaging on this, you guys, it's definitely a lot nicer than the Pat McGrath, which I'm a little bit disappointed about. But it is what it is. We are going to try her out. So I'm gonna open her up. It has a seal. Oh, it just exploded everywhere. Oh my God. Oh, this is already a mess. It's everywhere. Okay, I'm not gonna lift that up all the way because it's literally gonna go everywhere. But if you can see, there's no mesh thing to kind of hold it together, which whereas the Hourglass one, it doesn't have that either. But the top is so innovative with like the scoop that not a lot of powder comes out. So we're gonna do Pat McGrath's side first. So I'm just gonna dip my powder brush in there. And I'm just going to, you get a lot of product, kind of dip the excess off on the cap, and then just kind of sweep it all over my face. Still feels a little bit tacky, so I will do that again. I like to make sure kind of where I put my bronzer is really, really set so that it like ensures it glides on smoothly. Okay, so this is the side with the powder. This is the side without. It's definitely, I don't know if you can tell, but it definitely added color because this side of my face that has the powder is now lighter. So I almost wonder if I should have went up or if I should have gotten that deeper shade because it definitely lightened it up. All right, that side of the face is set. Now we are going to go to the Hourglass powder. This stuff has honestly just been my holy grail. Like, it just still gives my skin a luminous finish. It really sets my makeup. It's lasted me, honestly, forever. Like, I've literally had it forever. I just love it. And it is, I thought it was expensive until Pat McGrath released her powders, which is like double expensive. Honestly, like I said, I will say the Pat McGrath side with the powder and I don't know if it's the powder or the primer that's making it look smoother. I think it's the primer. It does look smoother, but it also to me looks more matte. I don't know if you are picking this up. But that is the powder. So what I'm gonna do really quick for the sake of time is jump off camera, finish my makeup. My battery's dying anyways. And then come back and kind of give you my thoughts. We will be doing check-ins throughout the day, so don't go nowhere. All right, you guys, this is the finished look. I just kept it simple. I threw in aside from my eyelash falling off, I threw in my favorite bronzer right now, which you'll see in my favorites coming up, and that is this MAC bronzer. So freaking good. That's on my cheeks. That's in my eyes. I threw in a tiny bit of blush, some lipstick, a little baby highlight, and called it a day. I did set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and then lately in the summer I've been using my Tarte Stay Spray because it keeps everything locked in, but I wanted to give this foundation a fair shot, so I did not use that. So I didn't put any kind of setting spray that is going to make my makeup last longer. I did hit it with a little bit, oh, I already put it away, of the Becca, the new Becca one, and I love it. It just smells really good, and it gives your skin like a little bit of a dewy finish. So let me come a little bit closer so you can see my skin. This side is the Pat McGrath primer side. This side is my normal primer side. You guys will have to let me know if you are picking up any differences. I'd be curious. I honestly, as of right now, like I said, it does feel a little bit smoother, but it does feel a little bit heavier. As for, and that I think is due to the primer. So unless my skin, I am gonna do a full day wear test. It is 2:18 right now. So I will come back and check in later, and unless like my skin on this side looks flawless and this side is like, we'll talk about keeping it. Same with the setting powder. For the amount of money and the amount of product, oh, I don't know if I talked about amounts of products. The foundation, you do get 1.18 fluid ounces, which is a little bit more than normal. Most foundations are 1 ounce. And then the primer, you get 1 ounce, which is standard. Yeah, the Tarte is a tiny bit more than 1 ounce, but they are standard. So same thing with the setting powder. It just didn't blow me away. It just didn't blow me away. And for $55 and only 5 grams of product, I'm gonna stick to my Hourglass that I know and love. But so far the foundation, I'm really loving. I'm rambling. We will do check-ins throughout the day, and we will let you know how it goes and wears. I'm gonna be working out outside in the heat, so we will put it to the test. Don't go nowhere, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, y'all, so I did just want to come outside and show you what the foundation looks like in natural lighting. Honestly, maybe it's just because, you know, when you're tan, you just feel really, really good about yourself. And it is a hot, hot day here in Florida. But so far, I'm loving it. So we will check in soon. Well, it is 6:41. So about an hour workout. Is my makeup still on? Or does it look jacked up? I would say the sweat test went pretty well. There's like a couple of spots where I itched, and I think I like legit just scratched it off, but pretty impressed so far. I'll have to get in under the studio lights to see up close and if there's a difference and whatnot, but we will check in soon. Hi, hello, welcome back. It is officially 9:27. It held up really, really well. Normally by this time, I have so much breaking up here. This is just my problem area. I will say I'm a little bit shiny. So if you are an oily skin girl, you might want to try this out with a mattifying primer. I did use both of the primers I use claim to be hydrating primers. So that could be why. But I'm definitely super oily. I don't want to say super oily. It's not like unbearable, but I could use a touch up, if you know what I mean. Other than that, I mean, I've been itching my face, scratching, like normally my nose is broken up by now. But I did want to just show you what it kind of looked like when you touched it up with a little bit of powder. So I am just going to use my Hourglass powder because it's normally what I use. And I'm just going to kind of run it in the areas that I would normally run it, which is like my nose, a little bit on my chin. And honestly, we are right back in the game. So it definitely touches up super easy. So this is 8 hours of wear. I definitely wasn't this oily at the halfway point. So I honestly think if I was to keep this foundation on for 12 hours, it would last even longer. I am super, super, super excited to find a lighter coverage foundation that holds up. So the foundation, y'all, I give this foundation, honestly, like a 9. I give it a 9. I can't give it a 10 just because, I don't know, I can't, nothing's perfect, right? I mean, a 9.5. It's really, 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 really good. Not gonna give it a 10 because of the price. It's really freaking expensive. Like, take all my money, expensive. Let's talk about the system. Do I think you need this $60 primer? I'm sorry, Pat. I don't. My skin, honestly, on this side does look a tiny bit smoother, but there are 1,000 other smoothing primers that'll do the same. The Tatcha primer is even cheaper than this primer, and that smooths the crap out of your face. Tarte Poreless primer totally smooths your face. The new Becca one that they just came out with is $36, half the price of this. I don't think it's necessary. Fortunately, I feel the same way about the powder. The powder was great, don't get me wrong. It set really nice, it felt really lightweight. It did add a tiny bit of coverage, which at this stage didn't really work out because it's lighter than my foundation. But for the amount that you get, and for $55, go get your hands on the Hourglass. It is double the amount for $10 less, and it does the same exact thing. So, don't come for me. I'm just speaking the truth. Save your money on those products, and definitely, if you're a dry skin girl and you like lighter coverage that can be built to medium, because my full coverage girls, you're not going to get full coverage out of this. I hate to break it to you, but it is gorgeous. Like, I'm not mad about it. I'm almost like tempted to wear it to the concert tomorrow, but I don't know. I don't know if we're like in that kind of relationship yet. But yeah, this is it. I am excited to wash it off my face. Not because I don't like it, but I'm at the point where I'm ready to take my makeup off. I'm ready to get in the shower, lay down, go to bed. It's 9 o'clock. I'm so old. It's not even funny. All right, y'all. That's it. That concludes it for this video. Y'all know the drill. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below so you can be a part of my fam here. Click it, like it, love it, watch it, follow me on my journey. I'd appreciate it. I'd love it. It'd be great. And I'm tired. I'm delusional. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.